Okay, good morning. Connecting all of the dots. Good morning. Good to have your company. Hello there. Let's make sure that everybody's coming in out of the sun. It is so warm already outside. We're having a glorious week here, aren't we? Lovely weather. Lovely weather. Not great for the farmers though. No rain. No rain. Not so good for the farmers, but lovely for the tan. Nice for the garden. Well, nice for being in the garden. A lot of work doing the watering. In a minute we'll have a drought. You wait. No watering cans allowed. And then we'll have 6 months of rain and we'll be all flooded out, paddling, webbed feet. I know. It's a crazy world. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. It's lovely to have your company. Dave and I went for a walk yesterday evening. About 6 o'clock. It was beautiful, and we went down the woods and we went past some fields, and there were loads and loads of starlings around the horses, funny enough. Come on in. And I said, gosh, look at all those birds all over the floor around the horses, you know. And then as we approached, they all swooped up, you know, the way starlings do. And they started making these drift patterns in the sky. It was just glorious. And then Dave told me the name for that, which I didn't know. Apparently, it's called a murmuration. Isn't that a beautiful word? A murmuration of starlings. Yes. So yesterday evening, we had the privilege of watching a murmuration of starlings, a huge flock of them, and they were swooping. You should Google it. I came home and looked it up online and watched a YouTube of these. There were thousands of them, and it's set to music. It's just insane. Absolutely glorious. So there you go, murmuration of starlings. What a lovely word. It's all about words today, words and colouring. Come on in, good morning. It's great to have your company. So let's have a look. Couple of minutes yet. It's only 2 minutes to 10 before we crack on with our Mandarin ducks. They're lovely. I love what you've done already. And I love the names you've picked for them. We'll look at those in a minute. In the name of positivity and all that good stuff. Because that's what we're going to focus on today. Because I think we need to. Don't you? I think that would be a good idea. I certainly do. Positive. Think positive, turn it round. Whatever's going on in your head, turn it round. Find the positive in it. There will be something positive. Sometimes you've got to look a bit harder. So come on in. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a lovely colouring session. We're going to get our colouring pencils out. We're going to get lost in beautiful colours. We're going to think about lovely words. Do you have favourite words? I think murmuration has just gone to the top of my list this week. I like serenity. I like synchronicity. Isn't that a beautiful word? Synchronicity. Right, come on then. Let's have a look. It's 1 minute to. 1 minute to. Thanks, Jim. And Stuart's in the building with us this morning. Well, not in my building, he's in your building. And he's going to be answering all your questions if you have any. And he'll be directing you, pointing you in the direction of this and that if you need anything. All you need is a load of pencils. That's what you need. Is that Dee Paramore I see there? It is. Boo, back to you. Lovely to have your company, Dee. Oh, we've got an expert in the building. She's a great artist, isn't she? Good friend too. Very good friend. A darling friend, in fact. Right, so is it 10 o'clock yet? It is. It's 10 o'clock. Right, so good morning. Welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to stay home and craft just for the morning. It's only for an hour. It may not even be an hour today. It's however long it is. There are no rules here, are there? In our safe, happy environment, there are no rules here. You don't even have to do Mandarin ducks if you don't fancy. You can just sit and keep us company. Come on in, grab a seat. Grab a seat. I was surprised how many of us there were yesterday with the glorious weather and with the lockdown. I don't know what's happening actually. I'm still none the wiser. NTW. I'm not sure. Are we allowed out? Aren't we allowed out? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot more cars on the road. That I do know. But having said that, in the woods, we saw a couple of people walking their dogs. But, you know, it wasn't Brighton Beach, that's for sure. So come on in and let's get started. Yesterday we started, didn't we, with the Mandarin ducks. Do you remember from the postcards? This is where we're headed, just in case you're just surfing the net and you think, wow, what are they up to? Postcards, feathered friends, the clue's in the name, they're all birds. And the Mandarin ducks are in here. So we've already done the cockerel. We did that 2 weeks ago. We did the nuthatches 4 weeks ago. Did you see them on Springwatch last night? I watched it on catch up. It was fabulous. I do like Chris Packham. I love that. I just love the way he puts it. Smashing fella. But we did the nuthatches 4 weeks ago, and they were on the on Springwatch yesterday. And so this week we're just using the Mandarin ducks as a vehicle. And that is what it is really. It's a vehicle. It's just a postcard, a proper postcard. Look, you can send it to someone if you fancy afterwards. Although, to be honest, we decided we were going to put them in frames, didn't we? We're mounting ours. See, look, that was the one we did with the nuthatches. We're going to put these. We got these frames somewhere. I'll get them out Friday. See, look, lovely when it's done. And that's the other thing about. I think one of the important things about this whole colouring process is it's learning to take our time, to be patient, to not expect an instant result. You know, we so often, when we're doing artwork, we expect instant gratification. It's like that. It's got to be done now, and we're going to rush it, and then it doesn't work out the way we want it to. And so one of the things I think a lot of people are figuring out while we're doing this is that it takes as long as it takes, because it really does, doesn't it? And so yesterday, in the whole hour, right, just to make a point, all we did was the tail feathers and the eye, which is crucial, isn't it? Let's have a look at what we did. Let's have a look closer. We did the tail feathers, a little bit of blending. We did the eye, made that stand out, didn't we? Yeah. And today, I thought, let's just slide this one in over the top. I thought it'd be nice to get some blues and reds and purples. If you look at the one above, you'll see what I've added. You see? That's what I want to do today, is a little bit of blue and purple. And see how I've changed the yellow on his belly. Look, see how light it is. We're just going to have a little play today, hey? And where do I get my colours from? Well, actually, I Googled these Mandarin ducks, and it was so great. Several of you posted photographs yesterday of local Mandarin ducks in London. Isn't that amazing? These fellas live in London too. I find that absolutely incredible. And I know Dave said he used to live in Godstone, up by the M25, and he said they were there too. Cool, imagine opening the bedroom window and having that in your back garden. What was amazing on Springwatch was that they actually, did you see them all dropping out of the tree? They nest in trees. Ducks, who knew? They perch. So actually, these guys, they haven't got like traditional web like that. They've got proper claws. So it was quite interesting. Let's have a look if we can. I mean, I find this interesting. I hope you do too. See, have a look at his feet, because it is a he. They have got webs, but they've got proper claws. So that means that they can perch. Imagine looking up in your tree and seeing him sitting there. Because I always think a duck's on the ground. Apparently these are very good flyers. Who knew, eh? So let's get going. And what I want to do now, I thought we could have a look, first of all, at the head, this piece. See, so it's going to go the blue, the red, and then the green. This area here. Let's do that bit first, right? So we're going to go this bit here. I think that would be nice. So it's going to go along here like that, and then it's going to come down here, I think. I mean, the thing is, like I said yesterday, these are art postcards. So that means we've given you the outline. Mel drew these, beautiful, right? Mel drew them. Melanie Turner, our illustrator, friend, another good friend. I'm surrounded by clever people. And she drew them, but what we can do now is we can put lines where we want. We can put lines where we want. So let's look at the colours first that I'm going to use, and then we'll see. Because normally, I was saying yesterday, I write on the back what I use. So here I think I'm going to use permanent carmine, right, a red, okay? Then I'll use the light blue. Stuart's going to make a note of these so that if you come in a little bit late, Stuart will be able to tell you. I mean, I think it suffices for me to say red, light blue and dark blue, okay? Red, light blue, dark blue. But sometimes you want to know exactly which ones. So I'm using light phthalo blue and carmine permanent. Those are mine. You can use any blue and red. You can use anything you got in the cupboard. That's a fact. I just happen to be using polychromos. And today's the day we find out whether they've landed or not. I do hope so. So let's have a look, and I'll show you how we want to get that nice blend from blue into red into green. Right, let's do that. See how that works. See, now I'm no expert. I'm always saying that, and it is a fact. I'm no expert. And if you'll pardon the expression, often I'm just winging it. Okay, I think, I wonder if that'll work, and then sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But the inquisitive mind is the best way for me, right? It's the inquisitive mind. I check things out. I wonder if this will work. I wonder if that'll work. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, that was rubbish. Oh, but if I do that, then that works. See, and so there's no set formula for me. I'm sure there are set formulas. I'm sure people have written books about it. But for me, this is seriously... Oh, hello, where'd you go? Ah, 'tis I. Hang on, press the wrong button. It's all right, it's only me. I wanted a cup of tea. For me, there's no set formula. It's just experimenting. Trial and error. Trial and error, that's a good word. Don't you find the most important thing here is pressure? Pressure. And I don't mean pressure, I mean pressure. Lightly, lightly, lightly. And so that's what we're going to develop on this particular part of the head. It's about gently, gently, gently. Okay? Let's have a go. It's not hard. It's not hard, it's soft. Right, so we've got light blue, dark blue and red. And we'll start, right, let's start with the blue at the top, the light blue, right? And what I'm going to do is just gently, gently, like that, gently, gently. Shall I come in tight so you can see it better? I think the overhead's the better one, isn't it? Let me just come in a bit tighter. Whee, that's quite close. Right, but it gives you a better indication of what we're doing, doesn't it? Because when I asked the other day, I was surprised how many of you watched me on the telephone. Imagine a few years ago. Oh yeah, I do colouring in with Barbara. Oh, do you? Yeah, she's on my phone, live. What is going on in this world, eh? Right, let me get me Dame Edna's on so I can see better. So what we're going to do is we're going to get here. You don't want to go over the line really, because you don't want to go into the yellow. So we're just going to gently, literally gently, little light feathery strokes. So you can get right in. If your pen crumbles, it probably means you may be pressing a bit harder than you should. Okay? That's something to consider. Right, so let's put a little bit of blue in there. See how lightly I'm pressing? That blue is much darker than I'm making it, isn't it? You can add the depth later on. See, if I go over the same area again, it's getting that detail in that, isn't it? So let's just get that. Yeah, this is a real exercise in staying inside the lines, not like I just did. I mean, the thing about this is, of course, you can always, because you haven't pressed hard, so you can get rid really easy with the pink eraser. Quiet up there with the pencils on the boat. It's getting desperate, yeah? Right. Let's not press any harder than that. And so, anyway, if your pencil crumbles, either blow or just get a brush. Any brush will do, just make sure it's clean. Right, and then, for example, now, let's just swap out now. Let's leave that colour like that now, just gently. Right, just building through, feather, light feathery strokes. Now let's go to the red. Let's go to the red. Do you remember yesterday when we were working on the eye, we started doing this, didn't we? We were like, I called it in German schaukeln, swinging. It was like swing, like that. Do you remember? Well, this time I want to do the same thing, and it's literally just gently like that, backwards and forwards from the centre, like that. Okay. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing because I'm so, look. So instead of doing that, like we did yesterday around the eye, this time we're going to do this. Just gently like that. I mean, if you turn the bird round, if you feel it's easier for you to do that, which it will come naturally to you, then turn the bird around, right? And work, in fact, I think I will, right? Just get that going. I might just make a bit of a chisel on this one. Yeah, just flatten it a bit on one side so it's not quite so sharp. It gives me a softer, see how it just gives it soft, makes it softer automatically because I've flattened it. Right, and what we're going to do now, start in the middle and just start gently working your way down like that. We don't want it to be completely dark. Look, if I show you here, you see how it's quite light up there? It's quite light there. I mean, we can always darken it afterwards if we choose to, but my thoughts are that the light is hitting it from here, so it's going to be a little bit lighter there. Yeah? So the trick there is just don't put so much pigment down. So get your flat bit ready again, Gray. Right. How are you doing? Everybody okay? Right. So now, swing. And what you're doing is you're going over the blue a little bit, you see? So you're running into the blue. There you go. So you run into the blue, but you're layering. See how you just slowly, just add in that colour. You're always going to come back and add a bit more. It don't have to be dark red now. Just get the colour down, the zone. Let's get the colour zone down. I think that's a good word for it. Colour zone. That'll do. See, so we've got a bit of red flash going on there. See, the longer you do this, the darker it will get. If I just keep doing that, I'll end up with a big red stripe right down the middle of his head. And perhaps that is what we want, but not just now. So I've done that one. Then I'm going to go back. Right, nearly lost my ruler. Then I'm going to go back to a little bit of blue. Do you see here? Let's go back to a blue. So it's blue, bit of red, flash of red there, bit of blue, and then we're going to go down to that beautiful green. See here? Blue, red, blue, green. I mean, it's entirely up to you. You can make him purple and pink. You can make him any colour you like. You can. It doesn't have to be botanically or you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, does it? It doesn't have to be, it's not a photo, it's art, remember? Let's just get that flat going again. Right, here we go. See, I needed it pointed there to get into that sharp edge. Now, not so much. There we go. So what colour is this one? This is light fallow blue. In the pergoliners, you've got a lovely blues. You've got a lovely light blue and a dark blue as well in the blending pencils. Really nice. Right, here we go. So you just backwards and forwards like this. Don't worry about the edge. We'll sort the edge out in a minute. Let's get the zones down. See? Gives you options, doesn't it? Right, there you go. Is that all right? How are you dealing with this? How are you dealing with anything at the moment? I'm all right. One day at a time. That's the only way to deal with all of this. Really, really, really. If you follow my blog, barbaragrayblog.com, and I've been writing a blog every day. I think it's 6 years now, over 6 years. That's mad, isn't it? Every day. I tell you what, you got to hand it to me. I've definitely got some sort of tenacity going on, haven't I? Stick-at-it ability, or whatever you would want to call it. Hey? The only way to do a blog every day is one day at a time. The only way to do life, in my opinion, is one day at a time. And sometimes that becomes really, really important, like now. I think, without wanting to preach, because it's not my game. There you go. Cobalt green. See? Cobalt green. This is a nice dark green. There's another lovely dark green in the pergoliners. Really nice. There it is. B6. It's beautiful. Beautiful colour. B6, this one. That one. See? There, look, that's screaming out Mandarin duck, that lot. A whole box. I think that's why I picked it, because I thought, well, this is a chance to get all your pencils out of the tin. Right, just making it a bit flat. Now, when you go to dark colours, you see, obviously if I press hard, it's going to be really, really dark. But if I press really light, I get the same tone, but I get it really, really light. And this is what we're learning, I think, while we're colouring here one day at a time, is that you might have a box of 20 pencils or 60 pencils, or yeah, and you may think, well, I've got 20 colours, but you haven't. You've got 10 times more than that, at least. More, hundreds more, because you can blend the colours as well. So, for example, now, that green, not that green, is it? It's just a tone of that green. So I'm using cobalt green, but gosh, there's so much more going on here. Depends how hard I press. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm pressing, if 10 is really hard, at the moment I'm doing 1, because I'm almost levitating above the card. Small circular motions to get into the gaps. Yeah. Now I'm going over the blue. So suddenly that blue becomes more like a sea green, because I'm adding the, look, and if you go gently enough, you can't see where one starts and the other one ends. Do you see? Look, the green and the blue, there is no, they just blend into one another. You can only do that if you just go really, really gently. You can use blending solution. We do. We've got Dorso oil. That works beautifully. That speeds the process up. We use that, don't we, with our blending nibs, you know. Or you can use the nibs dry. You see, this is a dry one. You just, when you go over the top of this, I'm not ready to do it yet, but it smooths it out immediately. It makes it less gritty. So that's another dry possibility. You can use a tissue. I'm not sure that a tissue works as well as a blending nib because you can't see where you're going, but there are so many different ways. See, I've already smoothed that out quite nicely now with that blending nib. But I think the point I'm making is, and you may be saying, I haven't got enough life left in me. If we're going to spend this amount of time on one little tail feather or one bird's head, right? But my point is, all the time you're doing this, you're not thinking about riots or violence or pandemics or lockdowns or recession or depression. All you're thinking about is how to make the green and the blue blend. And it works for me, one day at a time, you see. And yesterday we were talking about how to, doesn't that look nice now? Blending the two together, see? Now what I'm doing now is I'm turning the pen around so I've got the little sharper. Obviously, if I've been making it flat on that side to get the lovely soft side, like this, right? While I'm doing that, when I turn that pencil around, I've got a really sharp, haven't I? I've created a real sharp side. And that's the side, when I flick it over, if I want to get in on that line now, then that's what I do. I flick it over and I can use the sharp side to really get in on that line. So all the ones that I've been making a flat of to make it gentle for blending, when I want to get in on the actual join, if you like, I just turn it round and then I can come in really heavy, see? So that's something worth knowing, because you can sharpen pencils all day long, you know, of course you can. When you want a really tight nib, you can sharpen pencils, but what happens is your pencils get shorter and shorter. Whereas if you flatten them on one side, that's what I'm figuring out anyway, then when you turn it over, you're not wasting anywhere near as much of the pencil as when you sharpen it, are you? Sharpen it. Look. So that's the green, that's that. Now what we haven't done, are you happy with this? Let's have a look what we got. Yeah. So you can see we've been concentrating a little bit more on the green. We've used the light blue, haven't we? Let's go back with the light blue again. Can you see what I'm doing? There you go, sorry. Right, see? So now, in we come. See, I turn it around to get to that bit. So you can light feathery stroke it, or you can light circular motion. See how it's darkening up now? Good though. I love it. And then we can go with the red a little bit more. Right, I'm going to turn this round. In a minute we're going to get the dark blue out. Bring in some. Right, now let's have a look. Let's darken this up. So we're doing our sweeping through the blue, but we want to get in on that edge, don't we? So I need to turn my chisel bit round, or make a chisel even, right, and then turn it round so it's sharper. So I'm using the sharp side of the chisel. Right, here we go. And then we're just going to bring that down. We can get darker and darker, don't you worry. There you go. Just bringing it into that blue. Nice, isn't it? Bring it up into that blue. And then maybe where it's completely white, we just do a dust of pink. There you go. So it's darker. What red have I used here, just in case you're asking? Permanent carmine. See that? There we go. These are those tins of 60 that we sell. But you can use polychromos, Faber-Castell, beautiful. Rolls-Royce, nothing like them. But it's entirely up to you, isn't it? What you use. I saw a beautiful piece of artwork on telly, not on telly, on Clarity Worldwide, I think it was, and somebody had no pencils, had no colouring pencils, and had used Sharpie permanent markers, you know, like the real felt tips, like really hardcore. But I tell you what, his Africa scene was so lovely. I was really pleased to see that. So I thought, there you go. The process. It's all about the process, isn't it? Right, so you get that now, how that works. And now what we're going to do, we can darken this up. See, we're just doing one, but you've got 5 opportunities to do this. You've got all those guys up there will be here for weeks. Maybe we will be here for weeks. Right, now let's get, this is where you see, you get in here now with the blue, the dark. I've changed blues now. I've gone from the light blue to the dark blue. So I'm on the phthalo blue. Phthalo blue. And the dark blue now over the top of the light blue, right in that. See, this is where you've just got to go really lightly in these areas. Because watch, that is really, now I'm pressing quite hard and I'm just flicking out. See? Light blue, dark blue. Now we're going light blue. Graduation. See? Into the red. Nice, eh? So what I'm trying to get to here, there's a bit of light blue going through the red there, is that one day at a time, all you've got to do is get up, get through the day as best you can, and go back to sleep again. You haven't got to do, you know, you haven't got to solve the world order. We can't. So why worry and fret about stuff that you can't control? You know? Don't worry about it. Try not to worry. Well, don't worry about it. It's a bit naive of me to say. Try not to worry about it. Try and turn things around in your head and say, right, what have I got to be grateful for? Give me 5 things. 5 things. My gratitude list is always very important to me. Gratitude list. See? So I'm using the dark blue now over the top, bringing it into the red. I've got so much to be grateful for. I can't get upset if people go to the beach. It's none of my business what they do. My business is my business. What I do is important. You know? That's what I'm trying to say. That's how I see it. And maybe you disagree with me. But I can't control what they do. I can only control what I do. And I hang out with my friends every morning at 10 o'clock because I can do that. And I colour in because to me this is like art therapy. It is. It keeps me sane. Look, and it doesn't matter if I only get his head done today in an hour. Because for that hour, I've really relaxed and calmed my mind and redirected my thinking. Look, doesn't that look lovely though? You've got to admit, when you work it and you get the lines in and you just keep, you take a bit more and you come in over the top of the red with the light blue and then suddenly you get lilacs. Ah, it's just beautiful. Look. Hey? See? That's even better than that one. But how beautiful and bright, you know? And if I feel I've put too much in, I can always take my rubber. And do you know what I figured out as well with my rubber? If I don't like, because it's all gone a bit round at the top, I can, watch this. I'm being a bit frugal with my rubber at the moment because I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to hit. But, see, I can actually, watch, I can cut my rubber to a chisel as well, see? I'm not at the mercy of the sharpener. I can cut my rubber to a chisel, and then if I want to, it's just a tip, I can take my chisel and I can go, let's say this bit here, say I wanted a little bit more whiteness there, and I've gone a little bit, I've overcooked it. Watch. I can just go exactly the same as I did before with colour, and if I'm not happy with it, I can just take, look, just by doing this, to and fro. You may think, well, what was the point of putting it down to start with? But there is a point, a big point. See? And when you take it away, suddenly it looks like, look. So you've got your colour, take your colour away. And that chisel idea is really good because you can really get detailed on removal. Wax on, wax off. We could spend the rest of our lives doing this. Right, so that, how's that? Are you still in the building with me, or have you left the building? I think it's great. You see, and you can do, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them there. So you can change. Each one you could do different, couldn't you? But the thing about it is it's 5 times to practice. This one you could do that way, that one you could do that way, that one you could try something different, you know? So let's have a look. Everybody happy with that? Now we've done that, what about the beak? Should we give him a personality? So what we're going to do now, I haven't done the green down here because that's easy. Or let's say the green comes down here, and I'm just gonna add the green there. Let me just put a flash down, just so that I know that that is going to be the green area. That's the bit that I've decided is it's not the water, it's his tail feather. Okay, and then I can always come in later. I don't want to spoil it now though, but I just want to show you that that's going to be that bit there, dark as you like. Look, see? And then the blue, this bit here, this bit, if we don't get to it, that's okay, because it's the same thing again. Look, see how the blue starts here, and you know how I did it, light blue, and then darker, coming up to meet the light blue. Really good. I hope that we do have time to do that. But let's do the beak first. Yeah, let's do the beak. Okay, forget the tail, Barbara. Right, beak. So when we do the beak, what I want to do is take my HB pencil. Yeah, HB pencil. Just sharpen it. So I want to make his nostril, air hole. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to put a little mark there, like that. See, it already looks better, doesn't it? So you do that on all of them. Yeah? So up we go, don't forget them. Right, do that on all of them. And then also, maybe a little, we don't want to give him teeth. He ain't got teeth. You could, couldn't you? Look. My Mandarin duck's got teeth. Well, maybe they have, I don't know. But we're not goofy teeth anyway. Okay, they're inside. Now I want to know if a Mandarin duck's got teeth. Maybe they must have. Right, but he's definitely got a smiley face. Yeah, look, kind Mandarin duck. There you go. There. Oh, personality. Isn't that lovely? Isn't it amazing? I love art. I blooming love it. You could take a pencil and put a little line through a beak. You've turned him into a really cute little Mandarin duck. Right. Okay, pink we need for his... We definitely need a pink. What did I use? Let me just check. Middle... No, I didn't. Did I? Pink madder. Let's have a look. Pink madder. Do I reckon that's about... That's purple pink. No, I don't think I used that for his beak. Do you? Do you? Bit of both. What we got here? Rose carmine and purple pink. I'm getting everything out of the cupboard now. Pink madder. Pink madder. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I reckon that's about it. And then we can always add a little bit more. It doesn't matter. But I'll tell you what I do know, right? Look, pink madder. See? That's why I know it's a pink one. It's not red. Because he's definitely got a bit of a pink. Look, if you look at that, it's red, pink, isn't it? But I mean, anyway, it's not yellow. Come on, let's do the beak. So we're going to put, again, right, flat side, just to get the colour in. Let's do a little bit of pink, like that. That'd be nice. Undercoat on the beak. Right. Avoid nostril. Right, turn your pencil round so you can get in on that line. Be nice, this will. Right, what am I using? I know you're asking and I don't even need to look. Pink Madder Lake. But, I mean, you decide. Yes, Pink Madder Lake. I like the pink beak. Right, so we've got that colour going on. I think it needs to be a bit brighter. Don't you? What else we got? What's this one? Middle purple pink. That'll do. Right, I reckon. Right, let's get dark down the bottom, because it would be, wouldn't it? Let's do dark down the bottom, and then we can play it safe. Right. Flick, flick, flick. Nice. So you've got choices, haven't you? This is what we're saying. Either you sharpen the life out of your pencil, or you do that a bit, and then you turn it round and you use the other side of the chisel to get in the detail. That's it. Yeah, good, Gray. I like this. Right, so we've got a bit of depth along the bottom, yeah? And a bit lighter at the top, so we just add a little bit. Don't press so hard. That's the key, I think, isn't it? There you go. Pretty? Pretty good. Right, that'll do. And then we need a little bit. Do you know what's going to be handy here? This is where your blending tool comes in, because you're going to get, let me see if I can find a clean one for my pink. Yeah, there you go. These are great for this, see, because what I want to do is tone the dark pink down the bottom into the light pink. See, there you go. And all I'm doing is just, what a difference that makes. You wait. So you could do all that right at the end, couldn't you? Once you've laid the colour down. But that doesn't half smooth out the, you know, because otherwise you keep adding layer on layer on layer, and before you know it, it's just fuchsia. He's got a fuchsia beak. But this way, yeah, I like that a lot. There you go. So we've really toned the colours in like that. I think that's a good idea. So you could do that on there as well. But sometimes it's nice to have a bit of texture too, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I have a tendency to want to wipe my hand over it, which isn't so smart. So this is a good move, and this is a good move. So you lean on something. I mean, you don't need to have a clarity brush and a, what's it called, a groovy guard. But if you've got them, then happy days. What you need is to lean on something and have a brush to get rid of the flecks, because otherwise it will spoil your artwork. Now, I would suggest, only because I didn't read the rule book, that you use your HB pencil to put the shade in his air hole, because it's so much, it's sharp and it's not, it's harder than a, pergolina or a... There you go, see? So if you go in with a black, I'm just trying to see something. If I go in with a black, just a tiny little bit, that'll do. Oh, the detail grey. Right, that's nice. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we've done his beak. That's plenty, isn't it? Keen with that? Are we all right with that? The other thing I want to show you. What's today? Tuesday. Okay, that's all right. So tomorrow we should be able to finish by the end of play tomorrow. Yeah, it's no rush. What would be nice is if we could finish the ducks by the end of play tomorrow. Wouldn't that be great? Let me show you this. This is pretty cool. I like this look. You see this look here? See, all we're doing, this is quite easy. Well, I say that. Why do I say it's quite easy? Because it actually isn't. It requires a little bit of focus. So what you're going to do is take the black pencil. Having said that, do you remember I just said about the HB? You might prefer to try it with an HB pencil. And what you want to do now is along this edge here, this is going to be darker along here, isn't it? Right. So we're just going to add a little light darkness through there, like so. Nice. Okay. So we're using, really lightly, we're using the black to get that depth along there. Just along that edge. What's going in there? Purple. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful colour too. Right, and then when we've done that, this is what we want to do. And it's so you go in like a little triangle, like that, and then you just add a little bit there. See, so you come in underneath, like that, with the sharp side of your pencil. If you haven't got a sharp side, make a sharp side. That was a bit extreme, Grey. Right. See, so you get your sharp side in and you're just going to use that line. So you make a little triangle and then come in like that. So down you go like so. Do you see? So you just use the lines that's in the artwork. There. Not so difficult. You can use a black pencil, black colouring pencil, or you can use an HB pencil, a lead pencil, can't you? You get the same effect. You just... There you go. This is going to be so lovely when it's all done. That's what I was saying at the beginning when we started today. We're learning that it ain't over until it's over. You know? Is it? None of this is over. You can't begin to know what this picture is going to look like until all the ducks are done, the lilies are done, the sky, the leaves, the green, the foliage. It's not finished yet. It's not finished, not even close, is it? We're just learning some tricks and tips. And we're not rushing. Because just for today, we're not in a hurry. Right? We're not in a hurry. And that's pretty, isn't it? See? And then you could take a grey, play it safe with a light grey, and then you can tone the whole thing down if you like. Look, just over the top of that, just tones that down so it's not so yellow. See? Nice. Along the bottom. There you go. You came up with some beautiful names for these ducks. You know, we're talking about positivity yesterday. And we came up with some gorgeous names. Faith. Faith is good. These are just beautiful words, you know, because we were talking yesterday about focusing on positives, focusing on the good, not on the bad. So Faith would be a beautiful name. Or Serenity. I love Serenity. Serenity. A gorgeous name. Hope. Vital. That's a beautiful word. Hope. Grace. Well, I have a daughter called Grace, so clearly I like the word grace. I love grace. I think it's a beautiful word, isn't it? And what it stands for. The meaning, the real meaning of grace is just wonderful. So we've got faith, serenity, we've got hope, we've got grace. Lovely. Let's do a little bit of purple. I fancy doing something beautiful and purple, just because I think this is going to be so nice. So I'll use the purple, and then I think I'm actually going to go with that pink that we used in his beak. Yeah, that pink. Yeah, see? So there's a bit of pink going on in there, isn't there? And then the purple's either side. So there's a bit of pink there as well. Look, I'm still adding. When will she stop? Right. So I think we're going to put a bit of pink in here. Should we go for it? Come on. What have I used? I know you want to know. Middle purple pink. And then I'm going to go in with purple violet. All right. Middle purple pink. And then purple violet. But it doesn't matter. You can make this part of the bird any colour you fancy. I just went with pink or purple because that's what seems to be around the front. Bit of purple. But I mean, that might be, like, they're not all the same, are they? Any more than we're all the same. So let's put a bit of purple in here. This would be nice. Bit of purple. And we're doing that thing again. You know that sweeping. SHAC, swinging backwards and forwards. Like that. And then I think I'll put a bit of purple up there as well. Don't forget this is going to be blue through here. It's going to be nice. I like that. Powerful. Right. And if you want to get in on the ledge, just turn your pencil round to use the sharp part of the... Yeah? Just gets it darker, doesn't it? Right. So we've got the purple or the pink in. Then we'll have a go at the purple, shall we? Right, here we go. Definitely need to soften that edge up a bit. Then we'll start just gently around the edge. Just get the purple in like that. Right. There we go. Nice. Lean on that grey. That's it. Yeah, gratitude list. Wonderful thing. Lots to be grateful for. That's all you got to keep thinking. That's how I deal with life. I think about the good parts. What's good? I've been getting texts from people and people saying, "Oh my God, you must be so worried. Grace in New York and all that rioting, and then Mark in San Francisco, and it's gone berserk in Oakland, and it's like, do you think I need reminding? Do you think I don't know that my kids are in America? Do you think I'm not aware of that? So then I end up having to comfort those people, saying, no, they're fine. It's like, good grief. And I know it's only concern. I understand. Of course it is. But actually, Grace and Mark are fine. They're very safe. They're not getting involved. They're mixed race kids, They've got a real, they've got their own opinions about this. And so do I. But it won't serve any purpose for us all to start getting vocal about it. So all we've got to do is hunker down. It is what it is. Stay safe. You say, how much more? Just when you thought it couldn't get worse. Just when you thought, oh, it can't get worse than this. Oh, how wrong we were, And so, here we are in the SHAC, colouring in Mandarin ducks, who are all colours. They're all colours. Colour is a beautiful thing. Colour is a beautiful thing. Yeah, my kids are mixed race. And they're beautiful people. Beautiful. They are so attractive. And they're lovely inside and out. I've never had that, I've never, obviously, racism appalls me, All I said to them was, stick to the curfews. If the curfew is 8 o'clock, then make sure you're indoors by 8 o'clock. Do not abuse the curfews, because that's dangerous right now. Just stay indoors and keep your head down, I think is the expression. Yeah. So we do what we do. We control the controllable. I've got a lot to be grateful for. And that's my point, If I wanted to go off on one, I've got plenty to go off on. But what purpose does that serve? If I suddenly get all melancholy or panicky about the state of affairs, it's like, well, the only thing that's going to affect is me. Not going to change anything. Not a damn thing. So, we smile. We fake it to make it. We do, Be all right. And yesterday, I don't know, it's a sort of it's got to be a shift in my attitude. As it gets worse out there, which it just did for me, it just went to the next level with my children, and I have to take it to the next level in my attitude. It's like, okay, so now another shift is required, another level of gratitude, another level of positivity. So like I said to you yesterday, I've decided I'm going to stop swearing. I can't, my language has been getting really ripe as I've been getting angrier and more fearful around everything. So now I'm not swearing, and I'm really careful where my thought process, I don't let my thoughts run riot with me. You know what I mean? Can you see this, or am I off the page? Getting so carried away waffling. But that's the thing, I'm on my own in here. Who else am I going to talk to? I'm on my own in here every day, except for the 10 o'clock when you all turn up. And this is my opportunity to chat until Dave comes home tonight. So, there you go. See how we've been blending it? Isn't it lovely? And then if you want to get really dramatic, you just keep adding layers, you see. But what I like is that the pink is almost become the light area. Do you see? So now I can make it darker and darker outside, and then it gets lighter as it comes towards the middle. So the more depth I introduce around the outside here. Oh, hello. Sorry, I did figure that out. Don't have to shout, I'm all right. Right. See, get dark. Now I'm pressing quite hard. And that way you're getting different depths. But you have to make sure you don't press too hard. You know that old seal that you create? It's nice though, isn't it? What pink am I using? Pink Madder Lake. And the other thing you've got to know is we're a really close family, Grace is on the phone every day. Mark's on the phone every day. He was on the phone last night from San Francisco. They're ringing up Nan and Grandad. They're making sure that Oma and Grandad are all right. They're making sure that Oma and Grandad aren't worrying. They're okay. They've got jobs. They've got roofs over their head. They're safe. They've got money in the bank. They're all right, They're not out there. They're not out there. They know. And they know that we worry. And so they make sure that it's all okay. So don't you be worrying, because there's no need, and it doesn't really, it won't help you and it won't help me. I love that you care. I do love that you care. Of course I love that you care. But don't be worried for me. and don't be worried for the kids. There's loads more going on than that. What's important is that we stay safe, happy and creative in the SHAC, isn't it? Hey? Look at that, 5 to 11. What have we actually achieved here? God, it's good though. Right, so we've done the head bit. We did the beak today. We did that beautiful, I like that. And we learnt how to do this bit. So now the only thing left to do tomorrow on the birds is that one, this one. I was saving the best till last. Yeah? I think this one could do with a little flash more yellow. I'm using that cream, not yellow, because it's got a nice, I love this colour. It's a creamy colour. So we've got beautiful names for the ducks. Faith, serenity, hope, grace, tranquility. Tranquility is lovely. Love, we like love. Love's good. What about clarity? Clarity would be good. I could do with a bit of clarity, couldn't you? Tenderness, that's a lovely word. I like tenderness. I like happiness. What about joy? Faith, hope, charity, love, patience, tolerance, acceptance. Oh, it goes on, doesn't it? Pick your 5 favourites. Pick your 5 favourites and write them on the back of your postcard. And then on Friday, we can compare, shall we? Or post them in Clarity Worldwide, just in case others are struggling. There you go. I like that. I've got some work to do, haven't I? To catch up with you guys. Mandarin duck. Wonderful thing. Okay. And I know that it takes time. If you're going to get it right, then of course it does. But right at the beginning of the hour, I said that this is just a vehicle. These postcards, all these postcards, they're just vehicles. Do you remember that one? That one there? That looked like rubbish right until the Friday, didn't it? It was really quite a, like, where are we going with this? And that one, they all looked a bit ropey because it's not over until it's over. And that's the same for a lot of things, you know? And so the postcards, all they are for us is a vehicle. It's something to get together and work on together and learn tricks and tips, of course. But there are no experts in the building and nobody's judging your work. But I will say this, and I've said it many times, Elizabeth, dear Elizabeth Finch, she always says she's very handicapped. She's very, she has a lot of struggles in life, right, with her physical ability. But she does groovy, for example. We did a really fantastic, you ought to see if you can find it, a podcast with Elizabeth. And maybe I'll find it and I'll post it for you. Because at the end, she says, she was really into groovy because it was the first time, get this, it was the first time that she's actually found something that she can do unaided. In other words, without the help of somebody else. She can actually, see, we assume that everything we do is unaided, don't we? We don't think for a minute that we need somebody to hold the paper for us or we need somebody to do. She's actually, the thing about groovy for Elizabeth is that was the most exciting thing for her. Imagine that, right? And right at the end of the podcast, she says, the more you do, the better you get, and the better you get, the more you want to do. You know? That is magic. Right, so let's just check this out. What I want you to do, if you get a chance, hang on. Cool, I do set myself off, silly girl. Right. What I'd like you to do, if you get a chance before tomorrow, you've got 4 more opportunities up here. Just have a go at these Mandarin ducks and see. Just what would be lovely is you don't have to worry about that big feather there. Don't worry about that one because we're going to do that one together tomorrow. But what we've done today, right, what would be brilliant, and I'm going to do it too. I'll catch up. I'll play catch up. I'd like you to do all the bits, right, that we've done today on all the ducks. There you go. There's a challenge if ever I heard one. Hey? What else are you going to do? Have a go. It's not mandatory. It's not mandarinatory. Mandarin duck, do you get it? We can always wing it. Oh, pun, pun, pun. Anyway, what I'd like you to do is have a lovely, safe afternoon. Don't worry about stuff you can't control. Just enjoy your day. Today is the 2nd of June. And the 2nd of June 2020 will never come your way again, so don't waste it. And I'll see you tomorrow on the 3rd of June at 10 o'clock, and we'll have another session together. So God bless, be good, be sensible, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.